Empaths, we must call out bad behaviour early. For many of us, we explain away nonsense, we justify ill treatment, and in doing so, we set a precedence. We are teaching people how to treat us. And often this process is unconscious and we don't necessarily know what we're doing. However, if you develop your self-awareness, you become knowledgeable in the ways, unconscious ways, the seemingly insignificant ways that you set yourself up and screw yourself over. It's your girl, Keeley, psychotherapist, passionate about helping empaths understand the dynamics between a narcissist and an empathic heart. If these videos make sense to you and a friend, do feel free to share and don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'm here to help empaths understand how we can sometimes set ourselves up for problem relationships. This requires us to develop our self-awareness and the capacity to take full responsibility for how we respond to adverse conditions. That's the secret. When we fail to address ill treatment, when we fail to call out bad behavior, we are setting ourselves up for further problems. And often we don't like conflict, we like to smooth over the waters. And that's okay, but you must understand that when you smooth things over, when you sweep things under the rug, you are doing yourself the ultimate injustice. You are setting yourself up for a process of short-term gain, long-term pain. You become attached to people. So we don't call it out, the relationship continues, and so we become attached to that individual. And what we may do, unconsciously or consciously, is minimize ill treatment, poor behavior. Don't do it to yourself. It's one of the many ways that empathic people end up depressed, angry, hurt, confused, and abused. So if you find that you have a tendency to ignore, to not call out ill treatment, then these are 3 steps I'm going to encourage you to start to think about in order for you to become an empowered, empathic individual. The more you take steps to become empowered, is the less likely it is that people can use you as a doormat. Empathic people, we often see the nonsense, It's just that we don't want to call it out. So my first tip to you is name it. As simple as it may be, name it. People don't always get hints, yes? Empaths, we're great at dropping hints or hoping people will read in between the lines. Secondly, be specific about when you did that behavior, it had this impact upon me. And I wanted to have a conversation with you about that because I feel uncomfortable. See, I've just set up a little scenario for you to think about the ways that you can begin to challenge behavior. The third tip, if you are going to call out nonsense, bad behavior, is this. Once you call it out, once you've named it, potentially shamed it, sit back and observe how they react to your truth. That is the gold. How they respond to your truth is a window of opportunity for you to see the calibre of the individual that they are dealing with. Empaths, we know that people will try to make us feel inadequate or think that there is something wrong with us for addressing it. Expect that they will try to throw that one on you. You know what I'm talking about, empaths? If you do, give me a heart, give me a like, because we know that people will try to make us feel inadequate as if there's something wrong with us in order to get themselves out of a situation. Bro, sister, that doesn't work today. I've been watching the Empath Self-Protection TV station on YouTube and I'm learning how best to protect myself. So I hope these tips about calling out bad behavior is helpful to you. If you're an empathic soul and you're caught in a narcissist empath dynamic, fret not, my friends. I know how difficult the situation can be. And as an empowered empath myself, I know one of the ways that I break that cycle is by not sweeping poor behavior, bad behavior under the rug. I name it and have the conversation, and then I pay attention and notice how the person reacts to my truth. And that gives you a window of insight into the person that you are dealing with. If this video makes sense to you, if you've got a comment, a question, a suggestion, feel free to leave it below. It's your girl, Keeley Taverner, psychotherapist who's passionate about helping empaths to understand the dynamics between them and narcissistic individuals. Do take care of you, because if you don't, no one is coming to save you. You must learn to save yourself.